What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazika, Fight Guys, and I'm also a Forbes contributor. And I want to talk today about a potential fight. I want to make sure that I'm clear on that and not, put this forth as if this is a done deal. It's not a done deal, but according to a friend of the Fight Guys, which is Mike Coppinger of the Athletic, there is a possibility that Jaime Munguia could be an opponent for Gennady Golovkin later this year. And I stress and I reiterate, this is not a done deal. This is not confirmed. And hopefully, for Jaime Munguia's sake, it's never confirmed. This would be a absolutely horrible idea for Munguia and Munguia's people for them to throw him in the ring with a shark like Gennady Golovkin. Munguia there's several reasons why, and I'll talk about a little bit why some of those are just. This is a bad decision. This is a bad idea if anybody's even seriously considering this. Munguia lacks boxing skills, just period. He is far too easy to hit. Punches have a tendency to be far too wide. He gets very sloppy, especially when he is somewhat frustrated and is not able to land the right hand. Gets really sloppy and frustrated. And like I said, very easy to hit. And we're talking about, I'm seeing these flaws against competition that is, on a far lower level than what Gennady Golovkin brings. So you can only imagine what happens in the ring against a guy like Golovkin. The other thing is that the big, the main attribute that Jaime Munguia is supposed to possess is the punching power. He is a brawler, a slugger. He's a take two to give one type of guy. That's his style fight. But we've always thought of him as this big time power puncher, but maybe he's not quite the power puncher that we thought he was. 33 and 0, 26 knockouts. But it's not about the number of knockouts, it's about who you knock out. I mean, and at what level those opponents are. His last knockout came against Brandon Cook, which was in September of 2018. He did not stop Takeshi Inui, and he certainly didn't stop Denis Hogan in his last fight, which I thought he deserved to lose, but he got a gift majority decision over Hogan, and that was back in April. I'm telling you, I've seen Munguia batter smaller guys like Saddam Ali and stop guys like that. But we're talking about moving up to at the very least middleweight because I could easily see Golovkin fighting him even higher than that because Golovkin's going to be the A side. He could fight him at 164 like he just did with Steve Rolls. Munguia is 6 feet tall, and he has been, I believe, starving himself and just putting himself through to make 154 pounds. But I'm not sure if he is quite the puncher that people think he is. The other thing that I wonder about is stamina issues. Now, I again refer back to the fight against Denis Hogan. He was exhausted at the end of that fight. If you watch that fight, just go back and look at it if you haven't seen it. Last two rounds, he did not look great. And again, it could have been about the weight cut. It could have been about a lot of things. But Munguia looked bad at the end of those fight. At the end of that fight, he didn't look great at the end of the Takeshi Inui fight. I'm not sold on his stamina. I'm also a little bit one. And now, granted, I'm putting this into perspective in the thought that he could be in a ring with Gennady Golovkin. So this is why I'm being this critical because I'm recognizing Gennady Golovkin is still one of the best fighters in the world. Munguia was actually stunned by Denis Hogan. I believe it was the 11th round. Hit him with a clean overhand right. Obviously, yes, it was late in the fight. Maybe Munguia was tired, as I mentioned. But he got stunned and moved by Denis Hogan. Now, we're talking about Denis Hogan, guys. Denis Hogan is known for a lot of things, but punching power is not one of them. In his career, he's 28-2-1 with 7 knockouts. 7. We're talking about Paulie Malignaggi KO ratio range here, right? So we're not talking about a big puncher. And he stuns Munguia. Now, let's compare that to somebody like Gennady Golovkin. I think you see where I'm going with this. The other thing is, I'm not sure about Jaime Munguia's work ethic during camp, right? In the ring, the kid comes to fight for sure. He won't even be 23 until October, right? But in the ring, the kid comes to fight. But in preparation, does he do what is needed to get himself in the best shape, to get himself at the highest level of preparedness? Does he do that? I'm not totally sure. And because I'm not totally sure, it's insane for him to even be in a consideration to fight Golovkin at this point in his career. Jaime Munguia needs about 3 fights at middleweight just to get acclimated to the weight class, to make sure that he's acclimated to carrying that weight, taking on some better competition because he has not looked good in his last few fights. He needs these things. And you got to hope that for his sake, Golden Boy and whoever is pulling all the strings there for him doesn't allow him to get into that fight, because that's a bad look for him and it probably will not end well. That's all I got for you today. As always, I appreciate you watching. God bless and peace.